Venus signs, welcome to your romantic soulmate contract read, the timeless romantic soulmate contract read. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, enjoying that so much you have no idea. So much fun in edits. Hi, my Libs. I've got Mercury conjunct Libra and Venus, third house. So glad to serve my fellow seventh housers, you Venus-driven cardinal air signs, you. So if you're new to the channel, it's a contract read. We're going to look at it like a contract. Party number 1, party number 2, and state of the contract, which I like to call the center lane in the middle. There is an extended version of this, a part 2 over on VIMEO.com, pay-per-view, Vimeo on demand, or for $5 a month USD on Patreon. That's the lowest tier. It's called Human. You get access to all of the extended reads, past, present, and into the future, but all tiers, all subscribers get that on my Patreon. So let's get down to business here. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Cross-watchers always welcome. And if you have more than one romantic thing going on in this lifetime, you definitely want to check your other signs, because your sun sign is going to have a different type of relationship than your moon sign. But then again, if there is a primary one that you're looking at, certainly your other signs can give other aspects of intuition, intellect, etc., more insights. And if you are waiting for that special soulmate to arise, then this can really help you help each other heal, because we're talking about a soul contract. There are twin flames and soulmates. The definitions of those things have changed over time, and there is a new definition by Matt Kahn. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck is the last card down for this reading before we jump over into the extended. And there's a lovely video he did on his YouTube channel called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. Highly recommend it. It's the healthiest version I've heard of in decades, and that's what these readings are based on, as well as I have a bunch of videos here, like a preface to these particular soul contract reads, if you'd like to check that out. Otherwise, enough's enough. Enough explanation. Let's get down to divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the best that I can to get the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. So, you know, as a side note, we're aware of what's going on planet Earth at the time of this recording. War, Roe versus Wade, just insanity. So the more soulmate love that can be manifested on this planet, the better. Now, you have lots of soulmates in your lives. The bottom line of a soulmate contract is you help each other heal through quantum entanglement. It's a long story, but certainly you have family members, perhaps, that are soulmates, friends, co-workers, things like that. The romantic sexual ones are the hardest, because they are the ones that are optional. Family is not always so optional, unless it is. Get what I'm saying? So you do you, and let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract we're about to look at. I need three Caroline Myss archetype cards, one for party number 1, one for party number 2, and one for the state of the contract, which we will read at the beginning of the extended. So party number 1, 8th chakra dominant archetype there. What's the soul power being healed in this contract? And how about for party number 2? And then state of the contract I'm not looking at until the opening of the extended reading on Vimeo and Patreon. State of the contract, please. Leave it in my hand. There we go. I do these for clients all the time, and if you want to book me for one of these, there's a video in the description box, Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Love saying that. So let's turn over these and see who we're dealing with. You get to suss out, feel out which one you are, although there can certainly be a lot of symbiotic mirroring in a soulmate contract. Well, 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 we've got the orphan child and the Samaritan. The Samaritan just popped up yesterday in the Virgo read. So since I'm a Virgo sun and Venus and Libra, I'm like, oh no, am I in these readings again? I try not to be. But let's talk about these two. These are very powerful together. You have a survival family archetype and a divine family archetype. There are 9 different groups, families, whatever you want to call them. The survival family, everybody has the 4 archetypes in the survival family archetype. Everybody doesn't have all of the divine or the healing family or the creative family. You have one of each of those in your primary wheel of archetypes, but everybody has the child, but not everybody has the orphan child. There are sub-patterns within the archetype. The shadow is what you are helping each other heal, even if you haven't met yet. The universe always has a plan, no matter how things appear to be. You keep healing you, you're helping them heal, and vice versa. So the shadow is what you don't want to look at. Or if you have looked at it, you don't want anybody to know about. The light is what you're shooting for in terms of healing both sides of this. The shadow attribute of the orphan. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Now I have a touch of that too, even though I was not literally orphaned. I'm the purple-haired gay witch of the family. Stick like a sore thumb, red-headed stepchild. You get what I'm saying, right? So I have always found surrogate families because orphans are not usually tribal. We tend to be on the outskirts and in the fringes and on the edge and on the avenue. So if you want me, you can find me. Left of center, ready to read you. Suzanne Vega White, courtesy telephone. The light attributes independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering the fear of surviving. Yeah, all of our not all of them, most of our major mythical heroes, both ancient myth as well as contemporary movies and books and things, usually are orphans. Harry Potter, Kal-El of Krypton. I mean, there are hundreds. Dorothy Gale, Wizard of Oz. Bruce Wayne. Clark Kent. Go on and on and on. So it is the journey of the orphan to find their way through the world. And often when the orphan does learn what they have to learn, they return to the tribe with a gift. Because they're the ones that had to break the pattern. Yeah. Although it sucks to not fit in, at least you don't have to get everybody's permission to change your hair color. Let's look at the Samaritan. Now, the Samaritan has, obviously, scriptural reference, New Testament, the Good Samaritan, but it's someone from Samara, right? So we're looking at an actual place. So like I'm a New Yorker, right? I'm from New York. A Samaritan is someone from Samara. The shadow attribute, exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. That's not selfless. That's the ego writing that one. And what does it mean to exact something from someone? It's almost like to apply pressure until they give it to you, right? That's not great. But the light attribute I love refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. And trust me, in my line of work, as a spiritual teacher and a healer and a reader and a blah, 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 oh man, when the tinfoil hat comes across the laptop, I'm like, I really don't want to deal with that. But, you know, I take a breath, I say a prayer, I'm like, all right, this is the character crossing my stage, because all the world's a stage. Men and women really merely players strutting and fretting. So I can relate to both of these, and you know, it's a tricky thing, but think about what a Samaritan and an orphan could do together. Just in life, just together in any way, shape, or form. But in a romantic sexual context, that could be very interesting. And of course, we're not talking literal children here. Like if I have the orphan child, and I also have the magical child, and the nature child, and the divine child. You can have a whole bunch of them there. But this is certainly a healthy, right? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. So let's get up in this. We're going to do an element spread. 5 cards, Daughters of the Moon on this side for the next 4 chakras down, right? We got the 8th chakra. So crown, third eye, throat, and heart. On this side, we're going to take the Mythic Tarot and do the lower 3 chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus. So in essence, the internal feminine, the external masculine. But in the extended read, I just flipped decks, so you get the full Monty, the full chakric Monty for both of these. Cool. So let's do this. Then we've got 2 Whispers of Love oracles and a Macon healing mantra, and then it's over to the extended we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, going to give this a nice thorough shuffle for the Samaritan in this Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract. With this Samaritan, what is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire in this soulmate contract. The Scorpio card. All right, so it's a court card. Crone of Cups, Hecate. This would be the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck, zodiacally speaking. When it's a court card, Heart, Third Eye Crown, it's an internal dynamic. May certainly be mirrored or triggered by somebody on the outside with or without Scorpio placements. But here, we're looking at the Queen of the Crossroads, Hecate, chthonic goddess, technically a Titan. She came before the Olympians, and is really revered as the goddess of witches. But with the Scorpio dynamic, 8th house, we're looking at money, sex, and power, other people's resources, hidden emotions. Chances are this orphan child, what they want here is a much deeper dive and something way more intense than just hanging out, right? They want that fixed water, that deep passion, ruled by Pluto, transformative, right? So they want something that's really gonna engage them on a very, very deep level in this contract. What's going on in their element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire, to ground and manifest the heart's desire of that Scorpio vibe, Heart, Third Eye Crown. For the orphan child, we've got the Priestess. When you've got the Scorpio card and the Priestess next to each other, there's not a whole lot of talking going on usually. This one goes shh, and this one goes right? So Heart, Third Eye Crown, when it's a major arcana, it hits all 4 chakras. Water would be heart chakra, right? So what they have is this internal alignment, this orphan child not really necessarily feeling like they belong to any tribes on the outside, might be connected to the divine tribe. You know, the angels, the archangels, the gods, goddesses, right? Feeling part of that unity. But this is about hidden intuition. So is Scorpio. So they very much have what they need in the element of earth, at least on the inside, to have the depth and the spiritual guidance. What is a priest or a priestess but a vessel or a channel through which the divine works and flows? We are all that, though. Here at a side of fries, at least here during the Circle Productions. My goddesses, please, that element of air for the orphan child. What are they predominantly thinking, Heart, Third Eye Crown, about this contract with the Samaritan? We've got the witch. You literally go from the witch, the magician, to the high priestess. So we are looking at alignment here. The spiritual power on this side of the table already, not just because of the major arcana, but because they want to go deep. They want to transform money, sex, and power, other people's resources. Really, read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. What she does to refine the 12th house, redefine the 12th house system is genius, but I've always felt she was a genius. This is about aligning fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. This is a card of manifestation. Again, major arcana, Heart, Third Eye Crown. It's aligning all 4. So this is somebody who is really getting their mind in alignment with their emotions, with their spiritual power, their mental power, their willpower, choices and decisions, and their emotional power, and in order to manifest something into physical form. Inspiration, information, choice, emotion, personal power, relational power, hits that root chakra, supposed to manifest in physical form. From spirit down, that's a process of incarnation, bringing something into, well, karn means meat, so bringing something into meat, but you know what I mean, manifestation. All right, we got a lot of power on the table here. Please, my goddesses, what is their element of water, their predominant feelings and emotions? about this soul contract with the Samaritan, and here we go. Here we got the 9 of blades, the 9 of swords. Criticism is the key word. This is that overthinking and microscopic focus. Now, honestly, I have to say that what we have going on here in the element of air with an air card and water, this person might very well be doing the internal analysis of their own shadow, of their own unresolved issues, right? Particularly with the High Priestess and the Witch / magician, that they are really into and doing their transformation. This is starting to feel like me. a little bit more than I am comfortable with in a YouTube video. But certainly, overthinking is an alarm telling you that your heart's not open, but the desire for the heart to not just be open but transformed is pretty strong here. And not transformed by something necessarily traumatic on the outside, although that has probably already happened in the past, right, at a certain age. But the real transforming of the heart through healing. I love this. I love this so much. It's not without its issues, but, you know, criticism, like critical thinking, critical math, critical care unit, criticism doesn't always mean negative, right? Like if you want your CPA or your accountant to do your taxes with a critical eye, right? Make sure every number is where it's supposed to be. All right, here we go. The card of spirit. Breathe. Still point. My goddesses of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East. What is the spirit card? The point of view of the soul who has chosen to play the role of this orphan child in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this Samaritan. Kali, the Tower. You got 3 major arcana cards, a Scorpio card, and the 9 of Blades. This is an intense read on this side. Kali, the Tower. Now, Kali in this deck, it's called Kali the Awakener. She shakes us awake from our illusions, right? From the dreams and the stories and the illusions. But it is also a card of enlightenment. I've been teaching tarot for decades. I haven't taught it in a while, obviously with the pandemic, etc. But I always use the example of someone who doesn't believe in spirits and ghosts and all this paranormal stuff and all this spiritual stuff is bullshit for 40 years. And then one morning before they wake up, their great-grandmother's standing at the foot of their bed going, "Please do not," right? You know, "Whoa," right? And then stuff starts flying off the walls. Well, 40 years of disbelief gone in one lightning strike. Boom, Kali the Awakener. So the soul is really communicating here to this orphan child that go deep. Yes, your enlightenment, your liberation is coming. The Tower is not to be feared. It is to be embraced, because the next card after it is the Star, you see. So it is sort of like bringing things down to the foundation so that they can be rebuilt, but with great hope. It's not easy, but they are asking for Scorpio. So that's pretty Scorpio. Okay, let's do the same for our Samaritan on this side with the Mythic Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. That feels good. All right, as I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, same thing. 5 card element spread for the Samaritan in this Libra collective sun. I can wait. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, I think this is where the issue is. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this orphan child. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. The Sun card on the outside. So this is from the outside looking in at them, or the inside looking out. But in terms of what they want is they want something healthy. They want something clear. They want something honest. Apollo is not a god to lie to. Trust me. He's one of mine, or I'm one of his, whatever. He's a god of healing, certainly. He's the god of the arts. But the sun brings things out into the light. So they certainly want something happy, something healthy. It's been said ad nauseum that when the sun card shows up in a spread, it lightens the effect of everything else. Well, for first card down in terms of what they want, that is a goal worth having. Yeah. All right, got a very solar, very lunar over here. So what is their element of earth, my gods? The fuel to feed the fire to ground and manifest their heart's desire. The Page of Cups. Okay, in a general read, there's always going to be different variations on the message. The first one that I get is this is someone in self-reflection. What they have is the ability to look within, emotionally offer that cup of love to themselves, right? Whatever arises, love that. Thank you, Metcon, right? That particularly a Samaritan, there might be things within themselves they would prefer to ignore, right? Refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Well, what if those means their own stuff, right? Their own past, their own emotional baggage, their own wounds. The other is certainly the Samaritan has the capacity, element of earth, to offer the cup of love, the Ace of Cups, to the orphan child. And both can be true. First one, then the other, I would hope. All right, what is their element of air for the Samaritan, this Libra soulmate contract with the orphan child? What are they thinking? The Aquarian card, this person could be an Aquarius on the outside or have the demeanor of one. Aquarius, this is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, fixed air, is certainly more of a head over heart decision maker. But it's the element of air, swords, in the element of air position here, thought. So there might be a pulling back and seeing this from a larger perspective. 11th house is how we interact with the world, humanitarianism, right? We are the world, we are the children, right? Egalitarianism, groups, allies, things of that nature, but also fixed air like the stratosphere, the ability to pull back mentally and see things from the higher chakras, hopefully, to see the larger picture. Which a Samaritan would do. It's like, well, we are all one, and even though I want to ignore them, right, I'm not going to, because, and they might, again, and I said this in the Virgo reading yesterday, I think the Samaritan was on this side, though, is that they might want to be ignoring their own feelings here, that they have going on here. So that ignoring thing can take many different forms, both internal and external. So what's their element of water from the outside looking in here, inside looking out for the Samaritan in this contract with the orphan child? Please leave the card in my hand, their element of water, what they feel predominantly about this contract. We've got the Magician, a double whammy. Okay, so the orphan has the witch, which is the Magician card in this deck, in the element of air. They have it in the element of water. So it feels like the alignment is taking place here. We're getting a nice balance so far. I mean, if we get one more major arcana on this side, we've got 3 and 3. That's pretty cool. But my sense is that whatever alignment work this one's doing mentally and this one's doing emotionally, they're helping each other heal, particularly if they haven't met. So the spiritual practice on this side, perhaps the magical practice on this side, again, those words mean different things to different people. It's the relationship of air and water. You condense air, you get water. You evaporate water, you get air. You think a thought long enough, it creates an emotion. You express an emotion, it turns into thought. So there is definitely an interplay here. There's definitely a quantum entanglement, but that's a good thing. Just keep healing you if you haven't met yet. And if you have met, know that the two of you are being brought together to help each other heal. Getting your stuff touched and kissy, kissy, smoochy, smoochy is the caboose, not the engine, at least as far as the soul is concerned. Okay, my gods of Air, sign of Libra, powers of the East. What is the Spirit card? The point of view or the voice of the soul, who was chosen, incarnated to play the role of the Samaritan in this contract. Another double whammy, man. You got the High Priestess. 3 and 3. This is a very spiritually aligned deal. Well, it's a soul contract, of course it is, but there is a high spiritual vibe here. You both got the High Priestess. You both got the Magician, just in different placements. I'm going to say that the point of view of the soul here is saying, honey, like as the soul would say to the personality and the ego, honey, there are things you want to ignore about this, and that's okay. But if you want to do this in a healthy way, we have to look at this from a higher place and bring our emotions into alignment, because the emotion is here. It's just the love right now is of such a high vibration, which makes sense for somebody who's alchemizing a divine family archetype, particularly the Samaritan, the Good Samaritan, that we're looking at a very, very powerful thing. You two are helping each other heal, again, even if you haven't met. See, this is the thing. The universe always has a plan, no matter what things appear to be. So you're going to meet the people that you're supposed to meet. You're going to be with even the ones that were just horrible in the past, prepared you. You've done nothing wrong. It's a video game. It's a hero's journey, the path that you love. So you've always been helping each other heal since jump, right? And you all signed off on this. We all signed off on this on some level before we came down here. So have fun with it, right? Spoiler alert, you're not going to be in this body forever, and neither are they. You'll just come back and do it again. And honestly, I'd rather nail the romantic, sexual, healthy thing this time around, don't you? Do you want it? Sounds like fun. Getting there. Getting there is half the torture. All right. Whispers of love, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. We're getting 2, 1 for this one and 1 for this one. And I say all involved, but it's really the higher selves for the collective, with the Orphan and the collective for the Samaritan. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. 2 cards, please. What is the whisper of love for this orphan child in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this Samaritan? The piece of information, inspiration, insight they need. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. Got it. Got it, orphan child. And for the Samaritan, what's their higher selves have to say? The piece of information, inspiration, insight they need to manifest this soulmate contract. Ask for help. Oh my God. Oh my God, a Samaritan asking for help. Exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer could certainly make somebody feel weird about asking for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. Now, with the Magician and the High Priestess, that could be to the divine directly, and I recommend that anyway. Go to the gods first, right? Go to your higher powers, your saints, your angels, whoever your X variable of spirit is. Rock on, rock out. I almost said something I shouldn't have said. Glad I didn't. It rhymes with rock out. Absolutely, to come into alignment that way, and then see what shows up horizontally. Go vertical, then horizontal. Yikes. Okay, so this totally makes sense. The only thing that's real is love. So this Kali might be destroying a lot of fear, because the opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can truly have no opposite, because the only thing that's real is love. You come out of the 3rd and 4th dimensional patterning of the illusion of separation, polarity, and duality. You get that it's all one. Before Adam and Eve ate them damn apples, there was just one, because it's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is the illusion of separation in many forms. So is yin yang, up down, left right, right? polarity so that we could have a timeline as eternal souls to come on heroes' journeys in human bodies. So the only thing that's real is love. I feel like this orphan child must have a very strong relationship with the divine as their tribe, where this one, to ask for help, I feel like, yes, they want something healthy. However, their intellect might be getting in the way. I'm not going to say pride, but Aquarians can be very distant. I know, I've dated all of them. It feels like in every lifetime. So very fiercely independent here. And a Samaritan could be that way. I mean, you go read The Good Samaritan and read about, why, like, oh, there's one good one, right? They weren't very well liked. So, there might even be some tribal issues here. Someone who may not fit in with certain tribes, but this one ain't tribal. I love this read for the Libs. Let's get our last card down. Doesn't matter which side you are here. A Macon healing mantra goes a long way. But work it, right? When I do the new moon and full moon reads, right? I write down what mine are. I empower them in stones, and I do them every day a little bit. I'm not obsessive about it. But remember, as you heal you, you're helping each other heal. Last card down. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, very specific division of the Akashic Record law firm, please. Right, Jermaine Kuan Yin and Archangel Michael and Associates, please. One card in clarity for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this orphan child and this Samaritan. And in this timeless read, what's the perfect healing mantra? Hit them right in the third eye with it so that they can get, oh my God, that's about me. Please. Something that really resonates for the majority here in this timeless romantic soulmate read. Grounding my energy, it is safe to be in my body. Any of the child archetypes, the child archetype in general, regardless of sub-pattern, is the guardian of safety and innocence. It's really hard to feel innocent when you're terrified, right? Afraid of whatever. The deep dive here, I feel like this orphan archetype has got quite either a mystical experience that happens on the regular or a spiritual something that's really leading them through this intensity. And this spiritual awakening, Kali the Awakener there, certainly indicates that. And as far as asking for help, you have to feel safe to ask for help depending on who you're asking, but usually you don't feel safe when you need help. You see what I mean? So there's a lot going on here mentally in terms of belief, perhaps fixed beliefs, Aquarian beliefs that need to be addressed and questioned, and to ask help from the divine. Good idea. Grounding my energy, going to read it from the bookie book, then we're going to end with a summation and a blessing, which I do at the end of every reading, and then we'll chat a little bit at the end because I like to joke around. You may have noticed. Grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. When your energy is grounded, you are no longer wrestling with the pain of the past or chasing potential future outcomes. Got it. That's here. Right, a fear of repeating the past in the future. You dare to demonstrate your very best attributes and qualities, no matter how you are perceived or received by others. That's about being grounded and authentic. It's like, yeah, no, I don't trust this process at all. But I want to experience that. I just don't trust, right? Be honest. It's safe to be in your body. You're not the body. It's the vehicle for the soul, darlings. With your energy grounded, your mind can relax. Overthinky over here. Your body becomes a more enjoyable environment to inhabit. It is safe to be in my body. And of course, if you're amidst chaos, it's a good time to do the mantra. But then you begin to notice when I've worked all of these mantras for weeks. I've had it for 2 years now, this deck. But you find, like, you know what? In this moment, it is safe to be in my body. Sitting in my dining room, doing my gig. Phone's not ringing, right? So you find that the majority of the time, this mantra is an absolute truth about what's happening in the present moment, but it's when you go into the future or about the past that gets chaotic. This mantra is ideal for replacing compulsive thoughts, which could really be on both sides here, releasing addictive behavior, and finding stability. And that's certainly what an orphan child would want, is that sense of stability. But they want to do the work here, the emotional power. They want the intensity of it. They really, really, really want to feel it. So, like I said, we're going to do a little summation, a little blessing, put it all together. We'll chat a little bit, and then jumping over to do the extended, again, on Vimeo. First link in the description box for Vimeo on demand for the extended, or, like I said, $5 a month USD. The human tier, all tiers get the extendeds, but I love doing them. These are great. Ready? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, and their crash watchers, back scratcher. May they be blessed with all that they need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, that the orphan child may embrace their independence and discover their independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering the fear of surviving physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as they really tune in to this deeper experience, this deeper fixed water, Hecate, perhaps even a bit of Plutonian magic and transformation there as they work with this priestess within them, priest, priestess, pick your gender, to be that channel of divine energy through stillness, through silence, intuition comes, and in their element of air, that they can really do the manifestation work. If this is the Libra, then certainly cardinal air, creative air, would make sense if they're doing manifestational work, spell casting, meditation, anything aligning the heart, throat, third eye, crown. And in the emotions, sure, there is a focus, a critical focus there on what it is they're feeling, but doing it mentally, like perhaps in the past there were some toxic behaviors that they're keeping an eye on and going deep. I mean, you really put that with the Scorpio card. This is somebody who's really going in deep for either shadow work or therapy or self-healing or self-care or something that's very, very transformative, because the point of view of the soul is saying the lightning is coming. This could be a bolt of true love, but regardless, true love is truth and love. Literally light and love. Light is truth, hence being struck by lightning. That they are going to have an awakening. Perhaps the destruction of some things that once seemed true but were never the truth. Faulty foundation, but also a real lighting up. So that they get that the only thing that is real is love. That regardless of what the problem seems to be, to shift their awareness back to love. And that this Samaritan may refine their capacity to help those they would prefer to ignore, particularly if what is being ignored is something within them that they do not want to deal with, so that they can manifest this heart's desire of something happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Really happy though, really whole, clear, full of integrity, really good vibes. And they can do that by offering the cup of love to themselves with the Page of Cups, Narcissus, to do the reflection work here, as then, of course, to extend that cup of love to the orphan, if that is where they are in this reading. And certainly with their mind, there is a fixation, but hopefully it is one to get to a higher place, to see this from an Aquarian, a friendlier point of view. That 11th house fixed air of the stratosphere, seeing it from the satellite, because they've got great magic within their emotions and also an opportunity for alignment. They have all the emotional skills I would think that they need in their element of water there to pull this off. But then again, the soul is saying, shh, Go deep, be silent, be still. Know what you know, that this is a soul contract, not just the ego trying to have its way, and hence asking for help from something higher. Yes, eventually perhaps asking for help horizontally, but with that high priestess and that magician on both sides, we're going to say that this is really about them connecting to their own source in that way. And then with that source energy to ground it, knowing that they are both safe in their body so that they can help themselves heal, therefore help each other heal, grow, learn, evolve, become the best that they can be, and anchor the love of a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, sexual soulmate contract on planet Earth so more of us have access. So there is more love on planet Earth, and there is more healing on planet Earth. And because we're talking about Libra, Venus energy, Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, running around in a see-through nighty, everybody would be too busy falling in love and being in love and making love to cheat, steal, war, violence, kaka-poo-poo vibration on the planet, alchemizing lead to gold for our well-being and for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. That was a rockin' read. Woo! That was hot. Ooh, I liked it. Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, Libra. Help the other Libras find this reading. And if you want more of me, I don't know if you feel like it, subscribe. I'm okay with it if you wanna. And certainly if you want to go deeper and have access to all of the extended reads, past, present, and future, come Patreon. On Patreon, I reverse that, strike it and reverse it, come Patreon on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. My honor, my privilege, my pleasure, my Libras. And if you want to book me for a private reading, link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains it all for you, like Melissa Joan Hart. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my fellow cardinal air signs. Mercury conjunct Venus and Libra. I get this, and I think I'm in this one too. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Occupational hazard. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.